Hey YouTube friends, welcome. We're going to jump into a traditional Forgotten Realms draft today. Best of 3 time. Last time we did this, we went 3-0, 6-0 with a speedy black-red aggro deck. What are we going to get today? I don't know, but I'm going to pay gems. Keep running up this gold total. I like trying to get this gold number as high as I can now. It's my new side quest. Jumping in here, and I'm gonna switch. Yeah, I'll keep it in this view for now. I'm not sure how fast it's gonna load here, but while we're waiting, as a weak intro, but I do want to mention my sponsor, Card Kingdom, as we wait for this queue to fill up. They have returned to in-store order and pickup, which is great for me. Now I can go in. During the pandemic, ordering from Card Kingdom, I would have to wait a couple days to get my cards. I'd order online, and then I'd have to wait for them to be in the store. Now I can get kind of 10-15 minute turnaround on card orders. They ship pretty fast, but unless you're like me and live 5 minutes away, you're not going to get your 10 to 15 minute turnaround. However, they'll get it in the mail ASAP. All right, Flumph. This might actually be okay in my in the archetype that's been working well for me, which is blue-white flying Dungeoneers. I am now, I told you this yesterday, gang. I was 4-0 yesterday. I went 3-0 after, so I've now I've played blue-white 3 times. I've trophied all 3 times, and I'm a total of 21-2 when doing blue-white flying Dungeoneers. Yeah, we're still not going to take it. It's not good enough. This is interesting. It seems like it's underwhelming for being a gold uncommon. Yeah, I'd rather just take a paladin that leaves us open to be in Boros or in my blue-white flying Dungeoneers. I think this is the best card here. Rust Monster is appealing, but there's a lot of red here and not a lot of white, so I like taking the white card. Well, this almost makes me just want to try it. Like, really, I should just take Power Word Kill. But this makes me want to prove my archetype. Hama Pashar has not apparently been a high performer on 17 lands, but this has been the card that's made me go 21, trophy 3 times in the archetype. I've had 1 or 2 copies in each of those decks, and when they don't kill Hama, I just win, and I win decisively. And a part of me wants to try it out, because I'm also not convinced. Despite a 21-2 record with the archetype, I don't think it's that good. So this is the correct pick. But yeah, we could say, look, this is the correct pick, but for stream science, I'll do this just to try. You want to try black white? I'm doing this for science. Power Word Kill is the correct pick. We're gonna take the incorrect pick and see if I can recreate the magic. Oh man, but look at this green here. Purple Worm and Outlander. Wow. But we're gonna take Torch. That's right. Don't try this at home. This is somewhat science-y. I'm almost partly doing this because I don't believe really in this deck, and I don't understand why it's been doing so well for me. Yeah, Fenor. Yes. This is basically a force. As soon as I saw this, I decided to force it. Don't try this at home. We're going to take a Ranger's Hawk here over tools. What tools are you talking about? Oh man, like, talk it up, Fenor, because like the magic gods are listening to you too, and they're just going to give me another trophy with this deck just to shove it down your throat. So please keep talking it up. Dungeoneer is doing the thing, but I like the paladin. We're just going to keep low down here. Soul Knife, I haven't really had this in the deck. Mainly I've been heavy white. One of my trophy decks, the only 2 blue cards in the deck were 2 copies of Hama. It was mono white splash, 2 copies of Hama. We take the land. I guess I'll take the Soul Knife. If we can get the flight equipment, not equipment, the fly aura fly on Soul Knife is excellent, but we'll take this narrowly over the land. It's not looking as open as I'd like. Really, green is looking, yeah, the late Bard here. Let's take it. I'm trying to force this, but there's nothing here for, like, I don't want these two, really. I'll be at least grown up enough to take this. Another one? All right. Well, new plan. Inflated? You don't think this is very good? Yeah, maybe splash Hama with the treasure. Now we're kind of all now it's interesting. Like, we can take Plummet. This is best of 3. We can take this for the sideboard. We could take Rust Monster and have a backdoor even into Boros here. This was a pretty heavy red pack out of the gate, but I thought Rust Monster was one of the better cards in the pack that we opened here, so I'm surprised that it's still here. It's okay, but Fenrir, I think it was one of the better cards in that pack, is my point. We'll take an Inspiring Bard, I guess. Maybe we end up in... I'm trying to force this, but I'm having my force shoved in... I mean, come on, you give me a Purple Worm, pick 11? Okay. This shouldn't go 11. The pod forces back, indeed. Green, white. I guess I'll take one of these, because I know that I'm also trying to be data driven and understand that I must be overrating the monk if it's performing that badly. I have found one to be fine in the decks I've been running. I'm really surprised the monk is as poorly performing as it is on 17 lands. Maybe nobody else knows how to play it and I'm the only one. But I certainly don't want more than one, and you just get them late like this, so there's no reason to really prioritize them. Herbalist, I don't find good enough. Green Dragon, interesting here. Got a white rare. Yeah. Is this great? Is this really great? I mean, it's a 3/1 vigilance for 2 that if it gets you a land, you're pretty darn happy, right? But it's like, it's nothing more special that, like, sometimes you get a land out of it. Other than that, it's just it's a sea level card with a with a rare symbol on it. Yeah, on the play, on the, or on the draw, you mean? Yeah, on the draw. Sure. Well, your green dragon ought to be your least favorite dragon based on the color pie. We'll take it, just because there's not much else better here. And I like playable gems. Playable gems are nice. Planar Ally has been critical. Like, Planar Ally and Delver's Torch, they go pretty late, but they're the cards that have made my flying dungeoneering strategy work. Rally Maneuver has been good. Oh yeah, there's a third Troubadour. Might wheel this. These came super late. But I bet I think we're more likely to wheel Rally Maneuver because white seemed pretty open. I'm just going to take the Troubadour. I think it's the card for us. Oops. Now I have to leave it alone. Oh yeah, there's an owlbear. Sorry, I'll take that. I actually just missed that. I'm willing to take this for the curve. I think we should take an owlbear. You don't like rally maneuver? I like rally maneuver if I'm significantly aggressive. I have found it a good combat trick if I'm consistently attacking with multiple creatures. Yeah, Gargoyle. I do like another Paladin, but we've got 2 of those, and Gargoyle is fun. I like attacking with Gargoyle when you know you're gonna trigger the... I like it when you complete dungeons mid-attack with the Gargoyle and it flies up into the air. Yeah, removal. What's our... Oh yeah, the containment. I don't want a bunch of these, though. And Gargoyle is uncommon. We'll take the uncommon. Kind of ended up with in a weird direction here. Happen upon a glade. Well, we could use this to help splash the Hama. I don't think we're playing Soul Knife Spy, but in a deck like this, we would play Splash the Hama. So between this and Treasure, we now have a pretty good play on the blue. Wild Shape has been surprisingly good. I lost 1 game. Oppo had just perfect, including a Wild Shape to turn their Death Toucher into a spider with reach, and so they got my 4/4 dragon. Yeah, I think we take the Shepherd because it's in our colors, and I'm not splashing these, so we'll just take the thing that might... I mean, we could end up getting enough life gain payoffs that we actually do the thing. Like, we do have 2 Paladins and a Shepherd, and here we can get another Paladin. We have a Moonblessed Cleric here, but what do we have to get for it? I don't think we have anything... Yeah, we basically have nothing, so we're definitely taking the Paladin. Cursed Idol for the board, because Paladin is main deckable awesome, and we can hopefully get one of those naturalized style effects later. This is another splashable card. We do have splash potential, but yeah, I think just getting 2 creatures here over the Inspiring Bard. If we end up doing Life Gain Matters, we might want this. I haven't run a Ranger yet either, but I just haven't played green much. I would run it. I mean, it's 6 power of creature for 5 mana. And the... Oh, Null Hunter is fine here too. Yeah, I mean, I would take a Owlbear over it every time, but I think it's playable. Here's a Unicorn we can grab. I think we have enough incidental life gain at this point that we can run that. I'm not going to play this. If this got basic lands, I could see being higher on this card, but it only gets basic forest. Boo. We'll get an Evolving Wilds. Trying to get us to play this Death's Whisper. I mean, we could take this too. Stand and Fight would be pretty good with double Bard, you know, with or Troubadour. But I'll take the uncommon. We'll consider the splash. I don't think we're running this. Whenever I have an opponent run that, I feel like that's a good thing. So I'm going to throw that in the board right now. It's not unplayable, though. It's just very underpowered for the format, I think. I just took it as a gold uncommon and figured we would figure out if it was playable later. Get another purple worm. But I actually like a white dragon in these decks quite a bit. When this comes down on 6 and locks down the air, or locks down their best thing, I think that's fine. And then you start whacking for 4, especially if they've got a big flyer and you lock it down so you can get in. Maybe that planar ally will wheel. I would like one of those. Here's another one to think about, but I'm not going to pass this Outlander. Passed a lot of good green early. And there's another Owlbear, but this has venture on it, and I mean, this is just what we're doing. So we're gonna take this and see. Would love a planar ally in this deck or two, but can't pass that 2/3 in this spot. Take another torch here. I do like 2 torches in the skies version. This is a lot worse if you're trying to do this on the ground. I like this on flyers, but we'll take it. Wouldn't mind another Ranger's Hawk, for example. A sequence that's been, and there is one for me, but there's also an owlbear and a unicorn. Probably just want the, man, maybe I do take the Hawk. Like, I guess if I were blue-white dungeoneering, I would do that. But Hawk, unicorn, and owlbear are all interesting here. I think we do take owlbear. It's just such a rock-solid 5, and we'll take any of this on the wheel. I do want it all. Well, we can get... Here's another chance at a unicorn, but I'm going to continue to go with our adventuring theme over the life gain theme. You want cleric class? Like, this moves us into the life gain side of things, but I want to stick to the adventuring. We have 3 steadfast paladins, so there is that. But math. If you want to do the cleric class thing, I get it. I'm just focusing in on the adventuring. There's another cursed idol that I'd like to get for the board, but not over the. You don't want the dungeoneer? I like the dungeoneer. I guess this does give us some adventuring. Chat really wants the idol. Fenor wants the dungeoneer. I've been ignoring Fenor all drafts, so I'll continue to do that. I was with you, Fenor, of course, but sometimes I give chat the nod. Chat wanted the idol, and I do like having one of these in the board. And here we can take this dungeoneer. Here's another one of these. Don't think we're playing it. Don't know if we're playing the first one. You want Warlock class? We're not splashing this, are we? We're going to splash Peshar, but that's it. Potion for board? In what world am I bringing that in? What's the matchup where we go, aha, here we bring in the potion? I just don't see it. Planar ally, though. I like that. And we got a wild shape, but just a death toucher. Let's take a death toucher. This is going to be good, especially best of 3, where you can pull it if it's not good in the matchup. Or start it in the board and bring it in when it is good. Either way. One of these things. Unicorn. Yeah, this is very, very aggressive. Wow, we're kind of doing it all. Yeah, there wasn't much green removal to take, and we passed on the stick it in a jewel O-ring effect in white. Well, to be fair, the 2 of the unicorns came in the last handful of picks. But let's look at what we're 28 creatures, 3 non-creatures. That is hilarious, if we're honest. And one of our 3 things are 2 Delver's torches and and mana fixing. No kidding. I just need the only creatures, since that's what we're doing anyway. That is pretty light on interaction. We got to cut everything that looks... I think... start that out, cut that. Got to play the Outriders, like the Hunter, like these. So yeah, I think all this is good. Don't need all these unicorns, but they're not terrible. Yeah, we could cut the splash. I'm kind of enamored with it, but maybe maybe we should. We could even then cut happen on a glade. It's a pretty easy splash, to be fair, especially if we do run the card I just cut. Where did it go? If we ran You Happen on a Glade, or even main decked Idle, because then we go Steal Its Eyes, create treasure token and venture, and then use the treasure token to splash. Yeah, I know it's a fine card, but it's a fine card, especially for splashing and especially if you're ramping. And while White Dragon or Purple Worm early would be nice, it's not really what we're doing. Fenner wants to main deck Plummet. Is this a main deck Plummet format? I haven't felt that, but I'm willing to entertain the idea. Yeah, let's cut the Ranger. Good call. We got 3 5s and 2 6 pluses. Are we a mediocre? I think we're better than mediocre on the venturing. I don't know if we want this Shepherd. Like, I guess it's almost like if I'm playing the Shepherd, I'd just rather have another Unicorn rather than the Shepherd. When you're in a spot where you don't have removal, you have to, at the very least, give yourself a chance. And see, look, we do have interaction. This half-elf monk is the most important creature in our deck. It's our interaction. Cut it, says Fenor. No. I know the Shepherd helps the Unicorn. It's just not very good. But maybe we bring it in and cut even cut something else. I don't want to cut any of the 2s, though. No fight cards. So I like bringing in, without fight cards, I like bringing in a Death Toucher when I know it's going to do, when we want that job on the ground. Yeah, you could make, especially with our lack of interaction, maybe destroying an artifact would be, or an enchantment could be relevant that we interact with something. I just don't like that we're not using, like, I don't know if Steal Its Eyes is good enough. I think I'm going to put it on the side. It is main deckable, but it's also sideboard-inable, if you know what I mean. The ramping isn't bad, but if we do that, maybe I should just play the Glade. Our plan is aggro adventuring. We want to dump 2s. We want to equip them up and get in. If the unicorns just get big, that's fine. That's kind of what I'm thinking, Fenor. It's like, given that we don't have interaction, I would rather just really focus on plan A, curving out with creatures and going. Bard is... We could play Bard, but I'm surprised that you want... You detractors, you 17 landers who hate this card... We have no interaction. Like, we need to play this because it does something that literally our deck cannot do otherwise. Literally. Yeah, I'd rather drop Veteran Dungeoneer. Here, I'll do this. And that leaves us at 40 anyway. We still need to make a cut. Oh, I'm saying yesterday we had this was a topic of discussion because Half-Elf Monk is such a disaster in the 17 lands data. So Shepherd, which, oh yeah, I could do that. That's fine. Shepherd is a bad life gain card for a better possible life gain card. I'm down for. All right. Play one way. Attack, attack, attack. Let's see, what exemplifies our deck? The half-elf monk. Well, I certainly don't deserve any wins ever, and I certainly don't deserve any wins with this particular deck, but I sure hope we, like, randomly 3-0 this, because I don't think it's going to pull well when I ask people what they think of it, although I want to get better lands. Anybody choose lands? Let's go look. Check the bling tables. Oh, of course. Sorry that took so long, Mama. You can breathe now. I'm gonna go with Theros. I like the Poké lands. All right. I'm going to prove you all wrong. Here we go. But you got to start by telling me how bad this is. I think it's Lunchbox says... Looks like the crowd thinks this is straight average at 1.5 wins. What are we trying to prove? I'm trying to prove that despite this deck's obvious issues, it has game. That's what I hope to prove. But we really need to curve out and be aggressive. If we fail to curve out and be aggressive, we are going to be in big trouble. All right. Let's see if... Well, I would like to demonstrate it with a 3-0, but yes. Hopefully we at least see that despite its issues, it's not a hopeless deck. It just has some issues to be aware of and play around and play into. But we get Outlander on 2, Unicorn on 3. If we get a Lifelinker, we'll play it instead of the Outlander so that we can get this to be 4-3 on 3, but we didn't. Yeah, Fenrir. Fenrir accidentally thinks we're playing Pokemon. Hey, that's good for us, although they're playing the right colors for that card. It's a mirror match here. With 2 Celestial Unicorns, I'm thinking we're going to Dungeon of the Mad Mage to gain life. Oh, sorry, let me get out of your way.
I can't read your crazy moon language!
Always worth a reminder that this is not a reading stream. Was there multiple there? I couldn't hear it, so if there was multiple, let me know and I'll find the other offender. Oh yeah, precipitous drop. I see it. Multiple fails. Let me make sure I got them all. I'm going to do a quick swap. Yeah, got them. Outlander, close. Can't quite use all our mana here. But we are going to go Unicorn again. Outlander would let us double Venture if they don't kill anything, but I'm going to go Unicorn. Oh, man. So annoying. I gotta solve my audio life. So they kind of had to do that. We almost get there on mana. We have 6, but not 7. So we'll just do this. Well, certainly Oppo doing really nothing of significance other than ramp and draw for several turns is helping us immensely. Pick 10 owlbears doesn't quite seem correct, does it? Let's go spread it around. I'm just doing the thing. Didn't need to show the torch. Don't care. I grant you, though, that is perfect play. Don't show the torch. But perfect streaming is think about as little as possible. All right. We're looking at green-white. We might expect some... It looks like they're just green-white straight life gain. They are playing that eye. We could bring in the idol. You want Moon Druid for aggro? Yeah, I kind of just didn't really play that because it wasn't aggro enough. I just feel like the unicorns are going to be better. One life gain and they're immediately outclassing the Druid by a lot. I'm not cutting the gargoyle. I believe we can complete dungeons pretty quickly. We can try playing it. What did we add? Like maybe over the bard? What about over the bard? Get our 4 power on 3 instead of 3 power on 4? Want to cut the worm? Yeah, we could cut the worm. Never cutting the monk. I believe it's going to come in handy at some point today. Planar ally. I also like that a lot. Kind of... I'm going to leave it. Yeah, 4-2 over Bard is the way to... It was what I was suggesting. So Bard or Worm is where I've landed. Yeah, Bard triggers the unicorns. I guess I'll ditch the Worm. I feel like maybe that's not right, but Bard does trigger the unicorns. Yeah, I ran out of time. I didn't like cutting the worm either, honestly, but because it's really a 5-drop. We don't have to do anything, Robert, but I'm not convinced we have the correct, the perfect main deck, and that we are mucking with perfection by continuing to ask ourselves whether we're in the right place with what we're doing here. And yeah, I've been tenaciously defending the inclusion of the one monk here because of our lack of interaction, but those of you who wanted to cut it for sure if we draw it and you wish it were the worm, we'll see. Definitely need some land here, but boy, if we can find it, this curve is sure pretty looking. This part maybe not as pretty. Turn one of these into a 3 would be nice. It is a scary keep, but we are on the draw. And of course, Evolving Wilds reduces the amount of land for us to draw, but still. Yeah, this will help, right? So now we go Knoll Hunter here, and then hope that next turn Warhound gets us a land draw, and that forest draw is good as well. Oh, and also, maybe I gotta see if there's anything I gotta do on my end. Because I'm realizing now I'm not even seeing the untapped companion on my overlay. Maybe it restarted. Well, let me know if you see it working again. I tried to kind of reenact it. Oh, they have the hand to go with the other one? Yikes! I guess if we go to game 3, we should bring in that artifact destruction, because that's worth it. Oh, almost did the wrong one. We want the hound. When it works, it's so great to ramp. It's just that it's hard to evaluate this, presuming you're going to get what we just did. Boy, Oppo is powering up. We just kind of got to get Oppo dead. I don't know if it's him, but get Oppo dead before things get out of hand. Let's see, what do we want to do here? Because we can go Troubadour, trigger, we can go Ally. Troubadour doesn't work that way. At the beginning of your end step, if you had a land into the battlefield, like I can play the planes and still cast this and it still works. But Owlbear is just the biggest damage. So yeah, I guess we go with max damage potential and help find our land for the dragon. Because if we go Owlbear into dragon, what are they going to do? Ally is the biggest upside for a long game, but we're going to try to not make this a long game. We're going to try to end it right quick. Dragon down whatever they come up with here. Although maybe we wait on dragon until they equip this somewhere, and then we pin down whatever they equip. I don't know why you're saying that, Brian. This is a venture deck. I don't know if you've read Planar Ally, but it flies. It's a 3/3. So yeah, it loses to dragons, but mostly it's kind of winning the air, especially if you can get a torch on it. And it triggers venture every turn. Those are the words on it. Have you ventured before? But this is a venture deck. Are you kidding me? We have 2 troubadours, a planar ally, and 2 torches, a gargoyle. I think we cut the 1 adventurer, but that was a close cut. Yeah, I'm just going to lock down the wolf and continue to get in here. Right, it opens on aggro, but planar ally can both finish because Oppo has no flying defense and it just attacks and wins and closes you from 8 to 0. Ground gets clogged up, you win through the air, or they have some blocking in the air, but the venturing helps you get there. We're kind of doing it all for better or for worse. And now this is going to get big, but trade off. Are we doing any life gain on this attack? No. I'm just trying to see if I play the unicorn before attacks for any reason. Anyway, let's start with an attack since there's no reason to play stuff pre. Could be 5 damage, yeah. And I mean, here we are. We're about to play this, create a 3/3 flyer, add a unicorn, add a paladin, and be pretty happy. That's my dog. He doesn't like people. Until he's sure you're not trying to murder us. Once he's sure you're not trying to murder us, he'll be your best pal. If we get a land, we'll go Unicorn Troubadour. If we don't, we can just drop these 2. Really want to get the unicorn down, though, because planar ally can gain us life. Well, actually, paladin gains us life, too. We would gain, like, venture gain life, paladin gain life. It's like, gonna kill our doggy. Don't kill my doggy. But I don't know, what can you do, really? You're gonna really attack? That just is GG for us, right? Yeah, they don't have an attack. Unicorn first. And, well, I don't know what their cards are. We don't necessarily just win, but we're going to try. I'm going to swing away and make them have it. This is not a guaranteed win, though. It's a make them have it. It's only Divine Smite. Still looks like it's ours. Should kind of just do this, right? Just to make sure. I mean, I don't know how they might survive, but this feels like... Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this... I see what that did now. That's all. It's all good. This is still good for us over here. When you've got that big life advantage... Troubadour is not lethal, but I mean, it makes him ditch a card. It's effectively lethal. GG, Oppo. Well, your first round opponent is likely to be the weakest in terms of randomization. If you're a good player and like the win rate in the first round is pretty high. All right. I could use a short bio break, and we may have learned something about this deck that makes us want to make some changes here. So, yeah, like I'm not saying that was some great showing for our deck, although it did show, look, we can curve out and really apply pressure. And if we can curve out and apply pressure, we can win. Now, Oppo made it extra easy by not putting up much defense, but you can also imagine how our curve outs would have been pretty effective against someone also curving out, but with smaller stuff. So we're doing what we can. I'm going to leave this for you to stare at for a second. I'm going to get into deck building mode, and then I will be right back. And if you have strong feelings about anything we've learned that we should make changes for, we can put the Dungeoneer back to up our Dungeoneering by 1, or the Idol, put the Glade in. I don't know. Main deck, the Circle, we thought that this was a mistake to not include. Do we want to put this in over the Bard, or this in over Half Elf Monkey to get me to get rid of this? I still think this would have been good for us had we needed it. But give me a couple minutes. I'll be right back, and let's talk about the edges of this deck. Hey, gang. Let's see what you think. Sorry, I'm silent, but I'm reading your comments. I want to keep both torches just because I want to reliably draw one. I acknowledge that it's not good to draw two, but I also think it's not good in this deck to draw 0. I really like what the torch does for adventuring. So, Moon Druid, in or out? Asking about, do we find a spot for the Moon Druid? Fly has secret rules text that draws Oppo a Dragon's Fire. That's the Marshall Sutcliffe perspective. Fly just dies to removal. All right, well, let's pull in the Moon Druid. And I like the Bard because of the life gain and because of the aggro support. All right, so then what are we looking at cutting? You want to force me to cut the Monk? Fine, I'll cut the Monk. And we're going to draw the Circle of the Moon Druid when the Monk would help us win the game. You'll see. Outlander? Fluffy. Have you read this card? It's a 2/3 reach for 2. We're keeping it. Yeah, and the 4 power, the guaranteed 4 power attacking on 4 is what is so appealing. Yeah, I know where Brian stands. Yuck. But we're gonna keep, I think. Blah. I can't throw this back when we have 2 into 2/3s that we can play. It is rough. We're gonna do it. Especially rough when your Oppo goes Neverwinter Dryad. Oh, and we go Hawk. I think I'm not going to give him block sack. I'm just going to stay back. I mean, I guess I can go attack, and if they don't sack, we can offer this trade. Yeah, I think we just give them this if they want it. Let's get it out of the way, because if they want the ramp, they need to sack it. We'll let him make that trade. It's okay. That's not the best for us, but not the worst. Forest off the top, please. Deck, please, please, please. Forest would be perfect. Unicorn into eventually inspiring Bard. There we go. That's the start. That's the start. It's funny, with a Unicorn out, Bard is like +2/+2 until end of turn, or +1/+1 forever. Well, now let's see. Well, we don't get a option anyway, really. So we're gonna go. We're gonna offer both, and then drop Unicorn. Oh, that was their second. Got it. I'm happy with that trade. Yeah, I don't like this card. It just hasn't felt like the ramp plus the venture is worth the card. Obviously, this is going to be tough to beat without getting a purple worm down. But for now, we'll play what we can. I guess we can drop the Outlander and threaten triple block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still, it's a 3-for-1. I think we need to get eventually a purple worm down to trade off with this. And of course, that means finding two lands off the top soon. But that's a plan. It's at least what we intend to do here. I can also get the torch going to help with some treasure. Maybe I'll play the Outlander, because if they bring in the giant, we can send in everything to at least be sure that we get a venture. So I'm going to do that. I mean, heck, this is where I draw the card we brought in, and I'm sad that it's not a monk that could keep this thing tied up for the rest of the game. Now, if they follow with another huge thing, we're kind of done. That's pretty good too, although at least this is a straight trade. We're gonna send in everything. And I'm trying to figure out if we venture to life gain, we can trigger the unicorn. We can also play gargoyle first. Well, no, we play a gargoyle and block. Well, what's your plan, JC? I mean, we're kind of just dead here. There's not much to do about this game. So gaining life. Wait, I'm gonna. There we go. Trying to see if there's other life gain. No, it's really only the Mad Mage. We could gargoyle gain life and then have some blocks. I'm gonna do this. And I think we do need to go to Mad Mage to make our, get a little bit of life and make our unicorn bigger. Also, if somehow, some way we stick around this game, we're really going to want, we'll be happy to be going through this dungeon anyway. I just think our chance in this game is slim to none with the mana situation we've had. You say gargle and hold, but like, that's the thing, Fenner. I think we can attack. That's what I was gonna do. And I think we leave the hawk back. And then we can have the hawk chump or trade with the ranger if they don't block here. I'm not gonna swing with the hawk. I'm gonna leave it back in case they don't trade off their ranger here. Hawk chump seemed correct to me. We need to find land to do anything. Well, we lose our unicorn to their ranger, which is a fair trade. We don't lose it to the 2/2. That's why I went for the life gain, so that the unicorn couldn't just trade off for the wolf. Might just chump with the gargoyle because it's not going to be flying anytime soon since I went to the Mad Mage dungeon. But this can actually block the 2/2. Yeah, we have enough life to wait. We can chump later. I agree with Fenor. I mean... we need like a forest, then the bard gives us something. Ugh. Boy gang. Yeah, sure, certainly worth a Neverland, huh? Oh wait, I'm in the wrong spot.
Where are we going? To Neverland. Neverland.
So now I think we're on Gang Block the 7/6, Gargoyle the 2/2. Alright, well now we're just chumping. And that's gonna do it. Like, we don't really have anything to do about that. We had some gang blocks on a 7/6 on the ground. Well, we learned that our deck does not operate on 3 mana very well. That's not much of a... thing. Idle for the fly? Or is there other stuff we saw? I don't know if I want idle for just the fly and the land enchant. Yeah, I don't know why I want idle. Like, my reaction is to bring in Basilisk, and maybe our lack of removal means we should just main this. Yeah, but the door's not even that good. Like, it's just so... it's so much worse for our plan to be like, let's take out aggressive action to get something that reacts to their door. Right? Like, I just don't think that's what we want to do. At least this can do some sort of attacking. We need the worm. And this is where, see, I don't know, Monk is making its case. I'm going to cut the druid again. And we go bard out. I'm just wondering if these unicorns are even worth it. I guess we still get the life gain from the dungeon and from the paladins. I don't know. What action did it replace, Brian? I don't know how you can argue that idle is good for an adventure. You want to use a card and 2 mana to create a token and 1 venture? That's not good. And nothing that they showed me on the artifact enchantment front is good enough to bring that in for. Yes, fly is annoying, but I don't think you bring that in just for fly, and nothing else rose up. Yeah, plummet. If we really want to defend against fly, we should bring in plummet. Do we have a plummet? I forget. Oh, come on now. Gotta mulligan this, although with the Warhound, if you showed me a plains on top, this wouldn't be the worst. Alright. Keep, and sadly we're gonna let Owlbear go. I love that card, but This is better for... You want to get rid of the torch? Sure, but torch onto the paladin. We can actually do this with our mana. That would be the second option. We could just keep owlbear and try to get there. But I do like the fact that we can actually do the torching with the cards we actually have right now. That's true. We could also cut Cloister Gargoyle and just go Paladin into Torch and have the Owlbear for later. But Torch plus Gargoyle is like a thing. Like this, we can get through a dungeon quick and start attacking. You know, I don't know if this is right. I'm gonna go with my gut though. I know this doesn't look aggressive, but I think with the torch it can be. Super annoying, but this is interesting. Now we get we can just offer the paladin here. They'll take the offer, but then we get gargoyle into torch outlander, equip torch, go. And where do we gargoyle? I think we go to tomb. It's either mine or tomb, but I think this deck is could be a tomb deck. But we get through mine pretty quickly. I mean, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. It's actually the same type, same speed through, unless you go oubliette. So yeah, let's go this way. Unicorn. Do we want the unicorn? I don't know if we want the unicorn. We don't have life gain right now, and we've already entered a dungeon that precludes life gain via dungeon. Oh, there's a drain. Let me look. Maybe... Oh, that's true. There is a drain. There is a drain. There's a drain. Come on. Let me... There we go. Let me see what this is. So, yeah, we can do it through there. All right. With the drain, I'll keep it. We have a plan for next turn anyway. Although we're not playing it for a bit. We might not even play this before we drain. Oppo with some ramp here. If they outclass us with Giganto Green Beasts again, that could be worrisome. But if we can complete a dungeon and get the Gargoyle attacking with a torch, then we ought to win. Oppo missing a land drop. That's interesting. We could Paladin, but I think this is a spot to equip up the torch on the Gargoyle and send both. Although I could just equip the Outlander for a similar effect here. It's just I'm gonna want the torch on the Gargoyle long term, I think. So that's why I'm hoping to like put it here and not move it. I'm gonna do this. Well, this is sorcery speed, so it might have just been yeah, I don't know. Well, make him have it. Yeah, it's a good blocker, but we're not looking to block. We're looking to be aggressive. And then, yeah, on that front, let's create the treasure and drop a paladin. Oh, the blue guy's a good blocker. I hear what you're saying. Good call in the strength. Gargoyle lives, though. And it's still a 1-for-1. Oh, Gargoyle doesn't live. but it's still a 1-for-1. Like, it's even a 2-for-1. Like, this isn't bad. All things considered. But treasure, we got a venture, they got a treasure, something in the realm of 2-for-1 there. I like a format where there's enough little pieces going on where it's hard to come up with an exact X for 1 that you experience, you know? Well, that's why we really wanted our flyer. We can make this a 3/6, but it's still, and I guess that means, yeah, that's not great. Not great. Not great. Well, chumping attack the paladin doesn't give us 2 unicorn triggers unless we also equip the torch, which we can't do here. Let's do this. And say no attacks. And then if they attack us with the 7/6, we have good crackbacks. Unless they play another one. Or have another bull strength. Oh yeah, sure. Hey, look. We brought this guy in for a reason. That's okay, though. Now we can do a chump attack to grow the unicorn. And, but yeah, we can also torch it. But I think we start by sending in, suiciding the paladin for some life and to grow the unicorn, and then we drop the Death Toucher. You don't like the chump attack? What do you want to do then? Just equip it on something? Where do you want to put the equipment? It doesn't make sense. Do you want to put it on? You think we're attacking with the Death Toucher into this? Is that our future plan? That doesn't seem right either. I think I'm going to at least put it here. Time's running out. Outlander or Paladin is what made sense to me. The lifelink or the 4 toughness. You can make a case for either, right? 4 toughness holds off 2/3, 3/3, but lifelink is a nice threat. No, we're 1-0, thanks, D. Yeah, planar ally might be able to get us there in time. If the only attack they have is with the 7/6, that could be good for us as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Too bad we can't play this and get a land. Thank you, Krala. Good to be back from jury duty. If we send this, they'll just trade off for it. So this is like my third or fourth best of 3. Mostly I've been best of 1. Yeah, the dog's not doing much, so we might as well hold it back. Yeah, I think we're just still in hold, although we're now... yeah, we got the Outlander that even blocks the 2/2 flyer. Maybe it has secret reach. We'll see if they notice that we can block flyers. All right. They got our equipment, but we get an extra land anyway. This is not good for us, though. When we get into a stall, that's just bad for us and good for an opponent. We need to find our flyer. Planar ally would be nice. White dragon would be nice. Could add 3 of these. Still nothing to do. I'm gonna sandbag a land here. There's not much we could draw that we can't do whatever we want with, and we don't have straight card draw. Yeah, I've got the untapped GG overlay on and everything. I don't know why it's not working. I'll do some... work on it later, I think. Oh, Evolving Wilds. Well, that's... if we're going to draw a land, let's draw that one, because we can get rid of another land. Although, also maybe should be holding... I'll hold, like... We've got those troubadours. I'm going to thin the land a little bit, but I'm going to hold plains because we've got the troubadours that we could draw. But right now, I kind of feel like I'm waiting to die. Hey, Rob. Yeah, from Hyper Neverland to pretty floody here.
Oh, here comes the flood. We will say goodbye to flesh and blood.
Oh, Magic Gods, you so funny some days. Losing to secret door activations against a blue-green deck. I clearly don't understand the format. But to be sure we have the right deck for Oppo, if you're going to be a blue-green player, you're going to want to face white-green with no removal. This is just depressing, because I really am just waiting to die here, hoping my deck gives me something to do, but I just don't feel it. I don't see how we get there. I feel like we've fallen too far behind already. Aw, Conchonery with the kind words. All we do is draw lands, but we have some kind words. Anybody have suggestions on what to do with these lands? Let's have a good attitude about it. Magic being magic. If we only had a monk to interact with. How many have we got left? I mean, it's getting remarkable. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 of 17 with half our library. 13 of 17 in half the library, gang. That is Flood for sure. Yet here we are, not completely dead, just mostly dead.
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
Here, I'll give you an alternate. I gotta find it in here, though.
I'm not dead.
He says he's not dead.
Yes, he is. I'm not.
He isn't.
Well, he will be soon.
I wish our opponent would make our 1/2 Death Toucher flyer. Yeah, our next play is to send Paladin, gain some life. Is there... What do we get with this? We can -4 it if we dungeon. Yeah, 2 Reachers is good, and but I'm trying to figure out if we try to adventure here or not. If we adventure, though, we got to send the Ranger, and that takes away our double block, so I guess we'll keep our double block. But yeah, we'll send the Paladin, and I like that. Let's get a little bit of a life cushion in case this goes wrong. I know we don't need to. We don't need to, but it makes us not dead to a single removal, or makes us not have to chump. Right. I just don't. But if we chump, then we don't have a plan to get it. Well, this isn't blocking, though. But a chump block with one of the things that can actually take this out? Yeah, maybe not. I don't know. It's rough. It's rough, no matter what. We're still on the verge of death here. If we lose an Outlander, we're going to lose this game, but if we have 2 Outlanders and the Death Toucher for the biggie, we have hope. Oh, hope is gone. Hope is gone like Bucket's first year around the stream. Thank you for the year. Appreciate it. Yeah, maybe they had a different line they could get there, Holy, but whatever. We held out till it was in our face. Oh, man, I still think we need this tapper. I'm going to listen to chat, though. We'll keep it out. Head back in here at 1-1, looking for 1,000 gems. With a deck nobody loved, including me, but... it just makes us... We really only have one strategy, and if it fails, we're doomed. The strategy can work, but if we don't hit it, we end up in big trouble. It's the face of the deck because it was such a controversial include. Well, hopefully we find a forest pretty soon. We're obviously going to keep this on the strength of Hawk 1, Paladin 2, but the deck falls apart after that if we don't find some green, and we're going to hope we get delivered some green. How good is this card? It's definitely annoying, but in some cases it's felt oppressive. So, like when I've been unable to kill it and I'm really trying to get him dead, it can be oppressive. But and the ramp is nice. The one-shot ramp is nice. I just don't know how good this is. LR was really high on it, and I was like eyebrow raised. LR thought this was great. I thought, I'm not sure. Well, you know, gang, I do what I can, but I can only control so much here. Well, they better make a big bard or I'm gonna double block. But this sucks. Another blue-green deck? What is even going on? Don't even know what's going on. But I feel like we're too far behind. We could, I guess I gotta keep the paladins up to threaten a double block on these bards now, so we'll hunt. Well, I think we're priced into trying to we're getting a 1-for-1 here. We can make this a 4-4, and if they want to trade the Ranger off for it, we get 4 power off the board and get 4 life back. So I'm going to do that, and then maybe Owlbear into Worm actually gets us back in the game. Yeah, we can attack with the Knoll Hunter and actually get the bonus there. Sounds good. Yeah, what do we want to pump, though? That's a good point. This gives us more life. If we pump the Knoll, we have a 5/5 that will require a double block. And I guess this does trade with everything there. If we pump the Knoll, though, then the lifelinker trades here, and I don't like that. I'm going to do this. I think this is still correct. And Hawk. Not going to offer the Hawk to the Ranger. We'll just leave that back. Although I guess we wouldn't mind Hawk trading for Ranger either. Maybe I should have just sent it. But we need a forest off the top to get these owlbears going, then we have a chance here. I like that if Appa wants to do it. Yeah, if we can rip a forest, suddenly we're in good shape. Let's see what they find here, though. Only one! Nice! Although they get to play it right away, but this drawing only one card is good news for us. 6 mana for a Gretchen Titchwillow is no bargain.
That is so fetch. Gretchen, stop trying to make fetch happen. It's not going to happen.
I like Bard for Bard here because we can't attack through the Gretchen anyway. Don't you agree? Take this trade now, and also it makes these bears tougher to double block. So I like taking the trade ahead of our bigger stuff anyway. Oh, oh no! Although our argument for keeping it is then we can hawk our way to a treasure. All right. No sense staring at it, Ryan. Attack and go. All right, well, it's something, and it gets through this. Also, I think I owe you an owl bear. I better make up for past time here.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take?
He's so funny, Deck. Oh, so funny. Hi, freaking hilarious, as we say around my house when you're eye rolling at somebody's bad jokes. Let's go here and head for some treasure. We'll just keep that right on top. Thank you very much. It's hard cast this now. Yeah, now we don't need to go for treasure. We just go for a goblin and a token. I love getting a counter on the hawk, although in this case, it still doesn't get through the outlander. Yeah, we're gonna make a 4/4. Turn this ally into an angel of classic power and toughness. Owlbear is interesting too. I think just flyer is better though. Attack first. Big friend. Next turn we can owlbear into a land and use Ranger's Hawk to tap a goblin to venture. That would be nice. Try to keep up with Gretchen on card draw here. Between Gretchen and this Druid class, they can play every land they've got. Well, you know, Brian, I'm glad you can see why I like it, right? Like, it just, like, if Oppos aren't ready for it, I mean, the thing is, if it's outclassed in the air, it does nothing, right? But in my 3 trophies with white-blue flying Dungeoneers, Planar Albi was just linchpin. Double Basilisk is going to eat up our ground beef. Moon Druid. Well, we didn't... Let's go... I'm going to do the owlbear looking for land thing. But I guess we could attack first. Let's start with the... Well, I'm going to see what we draw so that it might inform my adventuring decisions. All right. And counter and draw? Sure. Counter on Raptor to spread out power. The Hawk, you mean? The trouble is it doesn't get through the 2-3. If putting it here gave it a good attack, I would do it. But since it's just sitting here on venture duty, I don't like making it a 2-2. Another shot at the tavern. Let's see how many they get this time. We saw one the first time they cast this spell. Another one, and it's not a good one. Well, Oppo's got some medium stuff happening here and some good stuff happening. Let's see if our good stuff can beat the medium stuff. Double Troubadour. Now, if we owlbear into a forest, we can get the Troubadours going. We are about to venture into another dungeon. And on that front, what do we want to do? We could get treasure, but that doesn't give us a land. Yeah, let's go into Mad Mage. Yeah, let's actually go ally and see what the draw is. I like that. Although, don't get that unless we do this. We can scry and prep for the draw. All right, let's do this then. I'll go with Mike and Fenor's suggestion. I think it was Mike and Fenor. Now, 8 mana. We can just double Troubadour and prep for next turn. We owlbear and find exactly a forest. We can Troubadour effectively this turn. If we don't find a land, we can still Hawk. Can't bear and druid unless we find a forest, but we can Hawk, so I'm going to do this. If we find forest, we get bard. If we don't, we get Hawk. So we'll do Hawk. And now... Ooh. Interesting, but we're going to keep looking for land with our double Troubadour. White Dragon is nice. If they go for a big land creature, we can lock it down, maybe long enough to just win in the air. We can also lock down the Outlander to just clear the air for 5 points of damage and a 2-point swing. You want to start sending owlbears? I guess because I feel like if we hold the ground, we let the ally win until they solve the problem. Now, this seems like a very heavy green. They do trample. It's true. They're at 11, and if they trade off the death touchers, we trample. they now have a Circle of the Moon Druid that they could absorb some trample damage from. Let's see where we're at when we untap here. I feel like we're like in game 3 of our last match. I kind of forgot this is game 1 of final match, because our last opponent was blue-green as well. Say what? Really? I think that was just an accidental click on the attack all button. I welcome your all-out attack. One, two, three. Yeah, well, we can get a get another land out of it. Can't play both Troubadours. We go Troubadour Warhound for the land. And what do we have next coming up here? Treasure token. Doesn't enter untapped. We're so close. And we're back questioning. I guess we can send in the owlbears here. Still looks like a decent owlbear situation. And we don't need to do the Warhound yet. So I'm going to send in owlbears and ally. Tap the researcher. You mean the Outlander? What researcher are we talking about? Reacher. Oh. Sorry, I misread. I can read. I am fluent in English. Too late. And we don't need to worry about attacks. Let's get treasure. Yeah, we don't know how much life they're going to have with this. And they get life here. They get potentially life from hand. And now I'm going to go for the Troubadour plan. No, I think this enters tapped is the problem. If the Warhound gave me an untapped, we could do it, but it's tapped. We can do this, though. We can do Circle and Troubadour. And I will. I guess we could also Hawk. If we Hawk, we're scrying 2. Now I'll just get on board. Well, I guess we would also get this part, so... No... Ooh, Wild's actually maybe not the worst if we want if we just want to venture, which we kind of do. So actually, we keep the Wilds, and we can even keep this on top, too. $17. We're in no great risk of decking or anything. They're in more of one. Well, they finally got our pesky ally, but we have a white dragon, we have troubadours, we're still going to be fine here. Double, yeah. But this is end of your end step, so unfortunately the troubadour on their turn plan won't work, but it does give us 2 troubadour activations from 1 land, which is still good. 7, 8, 9. Ooh, and... Oh, yeah, well... Actually, we should look for an untapped land to play off of a... Do this. Troubadours only on your turn, yeah. Tap down. I guess the circle. I mean, all this can chump. We could tap down Gretchen. No, I guess we tap. I'm going to tap down this. Then they don't have great blocks really anywhere. Worm, Hawk, Druid, and if we send Troubadour and they want to double block it, aren't we fine with that? I think we send literally everything. I don't even care. If they want to spend their 2 duders on taking out our Troubadour, I think that's fine. And yeah, 1 chump back for 11, for a possible 11. Even that doesn't matter. We're at 18. Forget it. I don't care. I don't... Well, did we see... We saw... I guess we saw this. It's possible they have 2, but we've already seen this. But I think we just chump with the Warhound. We had Vigilance here anyway. $11-11 does not kill us, no. But, here, we'll do this. Extra chumpers. You could come up with multi-card combinations, yeah. Wow. Old Gnawbone. Not enough. Is that worth a plummet? I don't know. Well, again, it doesn't really matter. Like, I mean, are we going to bring in a card for this? I guess we can, you know. The trouble is, it's like the only thing they showed us for plummet. Like, the only thing. I'm not into bringing in cards for 1 card. I need to see more use for plummet before I'm going to bring it in. Just because they have a big dragon. So I kind of want to just run this back. Or bring in... We should bring in the Death Toucher again. Ranger doesn't do much against the dragon, though. It just chumps it once. I mean, Gnawbones is a 7/7 flyer for 7 in green. I think that alone is probably fine. But it's not a bomb. And what am I cutting for this feller? Bard. I'm gonna cut the circle druid again. I don't know. Maybe that belongs in there. It's just so hard to find cuts. You just want to play all your babies. Oh, well, this is just how this day is gone. This type of hand. I mean, we can keep it, but it's like it's already a mulligan. There's no way a 4th Plains is going to be relevant to us in this game. But is this mulligan better than a random 6? And maybe it is. I mean, show me. It's just that this is double. Each of these is double green. Blah. Bah. All right. Well, we wanted a mulligan to 4. This is only a mulligan to 5, but it's going to be equally hard to win. We're going to ditch our expensive stuff and hope the cheapest stuff gets us there somehow. I guess we may as well do this higher toughness first. Really need to rip a couple of lands here, though. Come on, deck. There we go. Good start. We just have Null Hunter here, but we just need lands to get to our good stuff. Land Troubadour would be excellent. Land Bard gives attacks, but if we are fortunate enough to draw land, I'm going to trigger our Troubadour while we can. What do we think of this trade offer? Kind of with the, I mean, this is not, this needs 3 counters before this can, like, eat this thing. So I'm into take it. Taking it, trading for Druid or Combat Trick is fine here, I think. They've had so much bad luck with these so far. At some point, oh my gosh, our opponent has gone 1-1-0 on You Meet in a Tavern. I'm sorry, Oppo. That is rough. Might as well attack here and then play the Unicorn. Yeah, I've not seen this be amazing for anybody yet. I could imagine it being amazing, but I haven't seen it be amazing. All right, now, couple of ways we can approach this. Troubadour heading to Dungeon of the Mad Mage gains us 1 life for the Unicorn. Or we can go down the center channel and gain life here at Dark Pool. I think I want to get our Troubadours going. And we're just going to hold on the attacks. And with the double Troubadour, we're going to tromp through these dungeons, and that gives us the +1/+1 counter right away. We're going Mad Mage. Next turn, we could gain life and make a 5/4. All right. But I don't think I'm going to do that. We got a land, so I'm going to go Troubadour, double venture off land. And I don't want to send in anything to die to the Bard right now. We'll just sit back and Troubadour. kind of like just keeping the land flowing with our double troubadour, but also we could justify bottoming it. We're going to scry again anyway, but I guess it's what we want, so yeah, we'll keep it. Oh no, so I was thinking of my venture doubler. We're not scrying a second time. Do we want to stop an attack? Yeah, we don't really care about their attack, so we'll just get treasure. Could send in Unicorn and Outlander, get an extra venture, and then that means... Oh, actually, and I gotta be careful. We're closing in on being able to play stuff that from Runestone Caverns, and if I put out a land, I take away our ability to play a land off the top. So I kind of lost that ability here, but we can also go Bard, Pump, or Bard Life Gain makes a 5/4 that's tough to deal with. So let's do that. But we can also, see, the thing is, if we Bard up here, we can send both and get extra venturing. Let's start here. What do you think? Life Gain enabling Unicorn, or Pump enabling Outlander? I kind of like Pump enabling Outlander and let them trade with the Unicorn if they want. It costs them one of their card here. Interesting. Yeah, clearly a close call with chat on both sides of it. I like that. I don't want to trade off Troubadours when they're doing so well for us. Oh, but we're going to go... I guess I'm going to just draw these. Yes. We don't have to choose that path, though. We can go to the other side. We can get Skellies. So we'll just get Skellies and keep this, I think. Interesting that they did not trade for the Unicorn. That is surprising. Yeah, we're not going to cash in the Wilds. It's going to be our double... the Wilds is great because it triggers our Troubadours for one land twice. And we're going to skip this so we draw these. We're going to just go to Graveyard. Scry 3. We already know we like our Evolving Wilds. Yeah, we play it and leave it uncracked and then crack it the turn after. And again, we kind of just like all this because of that. Although Evolving Wilds would crack it and make the planes go away, so that part doesn't even really matter. The planes is going to get shuffled away when we crack the Wilds. All right. Well, boy, given the tough road we had on mana all day long, I'll take the 2-1. Yeah, and that was on a mold of 5. And so yesterday we won on a mold of, or, you know, a couple days ago, won on a mold of 4. Today won on a mold of 5. And really got flood screwed in the second match and just didn't really play Magic in the second match. So in the 2 matches we played Magic, we won. We'll take it. Take it, take it, take it. Put the 2-1 in for posterity. Get our loot. No, at the end of the turn, if you have played at least a land, then they trigger. They don't trigger per landfall. 5 packs. We'll pass on that for now. Yeah, that'd be fun. Do some scape shift shenanigans with Troubadour. See ya, Brian. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your thoughts. Go draft yourself an ally. Make it work. I should buy the pass. I usually do. You want to buy the pass? I haven't done the math, but so far the pass has been trivial for us to complete and has been at least break even if you complete it. Break even plus bling, right? Sure. I'm in. We'll do it.
Even if we fight, can we still be friends?
Wow, no. All right, cool. Stuff and things. Now I got this mastery sheet to catch up on. I'll hop to this while I do this boring part and start thanking everybody for hanging out. Thanks, YouTube friends. That was a pretty decent result, given the bad luck we had mana-wise and the medium deck we all felt we had. Me as well. I never feel that confident with such little removal. But it was at least gratifying to see that that if you have a plan, you can get away without interaction and still win yourself some Magic games. But you better be, like, it was so valuable to be able to venture into the dungeon without having to attack. Like, in that final game, we were able to win without attacking, really, and that's pretty important. Nice, though. Also, the 2-for-1 gives us our 4 wins on the day. We've ground our account, closing in on 200k gold. That'll be a fun little milestone to hit. And we'll keep pushing that upwards. And thanks, YouTube friends. Catch you next time.